vanish like magician. You know ease up, you know dirty politician. Snakes in the grass where them waiting on. Said them a take orders from England. Must you never know we African. Can't take we out of the motherland.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom apper today.
The St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party invites you to a constituency number 6 branch meeting at the Sadler's Primary School on Thursday, 28th August at 7 p.m. sharp. Be there.
St. Kitts and Nevis, get ready to celebrate. Freedom FM is turning 15 years strong, and we're thanking you for rocking with us all the way long.
From Bastia to the world, Freedom FM has been radio at its very best. News, music, vibes, and voices that matter.
That's 15 years of bringing you the hottest hits, real talk, and breaking stories that shape the nation.
And we're just getting started. Join us this month as we celebrate 15 years of fearless broadcasting, on air, online, and beyond. Happy 15th anniversary, Freedom FM, world-class radio at its best, powered by you, the people.
We are pop champagne non-stop.
Reliable, dependable, Delta. If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, Go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place you should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
From the pitch to the palm of your hand, Betcage Sports brings to you iGaming, the ultimate dual gaming experience. Sports and iGaming in one powerful platform, live and legal. Tap your screen, place a bet, spin the reels, cash out fast. No delays, pure excitement. BetCageSports.com. Download the app and sign up today. Play responsibly. Must be 21 and over. Proud sponsor of Cricket West Indies, where a percentage of every dollar played with Cage goes to Windies for cricket and cricket development.
RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited, located on West Independence Square Street, Bastia, St. Kitts, and the Solomon Arcade, Nevis, offers you safe and reliable transfers at great low rates and fees to 507,000 locations worldwide, with a pickup time of just 15 minutes after your transfer. And for even more ease of doing business, we home deliver and direct bank deposits in selected countries. So if anytime you want to send money to family, friends, and loved ones, at RIA, we've got you covered with over 30 years of experience moving money quickly, efficiently, and securely across 160 countries. Give us a call at 465-3325 in St. Kitts or 469-3325 in Nevis. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8:30 in Nevis, and on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited.
Back to school shouldn't meet you unprepared. St. Kitts Credit Union's Back to School Loan helps you borrow up to $10,000 with flexible repayment plans. fast approval, supportive terms. Invest in your child's future with confidence because every child deserves a strong start. Start today at www.skccu.com or call 465-2272. SKCU, invested in their future with you.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom apper today.
Pleasant good afternoon, one and all. This is Freedom FM, and we welcome to Issues St. Kitts Nevis and Freedom FM, world-class radio at its best. Well, this afternoon it's going to be a two-part program. In the first half, we're going to have a conversation in relation to the paper utensils that is being used. I'm doing that because the Ministry or Department of the Environment had, the young man had an urgent travel, and so he should have been here today. When he comes back, he will come on, but been hearing some things, and I think that as a public, we need to discuss it. From around 2:10, 2:15 thereabout, we will have the Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Marcus Natter, in with us. And but before, let me say to our listeners, wherever you are listening, whether at home or in the diaspora, or whether you are listening on the radio, on the internet, on the website, I want to welcome you to Issues St. Kitts and Nevis. We have just about three matters to deal with. Firstly, before we get into the discussion, one has to do with, a question I was asked about constitutional discussion and issues, and I just want to say that the next time I'm on, I will raise that issue, and I'm hoping to have other persons with me on issues, and then I'm going to also have another one where we have the legal luminaries in to discuss the issue of the Constitution and the rights or lack of rights for St. Kitts and Nevis therein. But so that's what we'll do. But in the meantime, Freedom FM is celebrating its 15th anniversary. And so let me just play you this. Happy 15th birthday to Freedom FM, world-class radio at its best. I'm proud to proclaim that I'm one of the persons still on air with Freedom who have been here from its birth. We were here for its first anniversary. We are here for its 15th. We have been here through thick and thin, through difficulties, through differences, and success. Happy 15th birthday to Freedom and its listening audience. May we have another 15 years and more together. All right. Happy 15th anniversary to Freedom, but for me in particular, the listeners. There are different genres that's on Freedom, entertainment, talk, news, all of those genres. And so, for the persons who tune in and listen to Freedom FM and have been listening to us from the inception, I want to say to you as well, happy 15th anniversary. Well, let us look at what has been happening since the ban on the styrofoam containers. The last time that the Department of the Environment was here speaking to that issue, I remember asking the gentleman, how about encouraging people to walk with their own utensils? Part of that was because of the difficulty that I had with some of the containers, the paper containers that were used or the cardboard containers that were being used. And so I thought that it might be a good thing. Well, let me begin by speaking about Monday. While I was at the dentist for an appointment, I overheard a conversation between two ladies. And they were speaking about their horrors and fears with the container that is being used. I have had my own experience, and I spoke of it in terms of the taste of the material being in the food. But apart from that, they're speaking about how easy, how quickly the containers decay, and their fear of their food just falling out and going to the ground because it is saggy, wet, from the steam. Because let us be realistic. It's not cold food that you're serving, and so the steam, the vapor, will produce its own moisture. Additionally, you know, in St. Kitts we like our gravy. That is liquid. It will create its own, well, moisture. And so there is a situation where some of the, and I want to say some because I don't want to think it's all, some of the utensils that is being used, the forks, the paper forks, well, right from the start you can get them into certain vegetables, and after you have used it for about 2 minutes, one person said, it doesn't go into anything. I'm not saying this to say that we need to go back to styrofoam. Let me make myself abundantly clear. But I am opening up the discussion with the public on what is the alternative. How can we better protect our environment but feel satisfied in the utensils that we use for our food? It's a short session because, like I told you, it's two parts. So anyone who wishes to call while I'm talking, or even before, if you wish to call in now, telephone numbers that you would call: 662-1065, 465-0546, or 465-6474. There is indeed the need, in my opinion, to treat the environment better. And anything done to improve our environmental surrounding is welcome. But the comfort and satisfaction of the persons in the environment are also important. Because if persons are not satisfied with what is provided, then you're going to have a problem, obviously, accomplishing what you wish to accomplish. And so I want to suggest that together, as a people, we find a solution. I want to look at KFC that has been around for a long time and using paper or cardboard, because that is their utensil of choice. And it holds it for a while before it decays. While it would be difficult to put food in the outer container, the way it is constructed, the technology that goes into creating those containers, if improved upon, may be to the satisfaction of the consumers to put their food in with a different construction. And the reason why I say that is because they put hot chickens in the containers, which will create moisture once it's closed down. But it holds for a while. My understanding is that there are other containers that's on the market, though seemingly being used less, that also stands up. But there's a question as to what is the material that goes into those utensils. And so my thing is, how do we resolve this matter? How do we protect the environment, but yet have the comfort and satisfactory level that when we take our food away from the restaurant and we go where we wish, whether it is back to our offices or at our homes, that you would have food that is still maintaining its taste and in a utensil that you don't have to put a huge towel under so it doesn't mess up your table. These are questions that we need to answer. I would like to suggest my own answer, or one of the answers, and I said it before. When I was a boy and you went out on a Friday afternoon and Saturday evening to buy your sauce and your stew and your goat water, you used to have to walk with your container, especially if you don't want to wait. Because the alternative to that was that the persons who vend used to have utensils, but most of the time, by the time you go there, the few that they had would have been taken by somebody who is there enjoying their stew and sauce and goat water. And you would have had to wait until they were finished, and then the utensils were washed and be available for use again. Now, someone also told me that they saw advertising on Amazon, and I'm assuming that is because this is not just happening in St. Kitts, it's happening elsewhere. Otherwise, Amazon would not have provided a kit where you have your spoon, fork, and even a metal straw in a packet or sachet, small bag, and you could take it around with you and so have it to use instead of the softer forks that they're now making, and spoon as well. And so that's another alternative. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to order it from Amazon, because maybe the straw, you might have to get one to buy. Persons may be able to bring in those straws, and you may be able to get one to buy. But certainly you would have your own forks and knives and spoons at home, and you can make a nice little bag yourself and walk around with it. I would say while you're at it, buy a nice flask. That's how we used to carry our food back then. One of the ways, you have a nice flask with the different compartments, so you can hold the different things and you take your food around. These are just some suggestions that I think we could consider, because I do believe that we need to protect the environment as much as possible. Let me again say, telephone numbers 465-0546, 662-1063, 465-6474. If anyone wishes to call and make their own suggestions, join the conversation on issues in relation to the now banning of styrofoam containers, utensils, and see how we could find the best way forward in protecting our environment. I know that the most of us believe that somebody else should provide the answers. I don't believe so. I believe that we should all collectively provide the answers to this and any other thing that may be affecting us. Because the environment we live in belongs to all of us. I really do believe that we need to secure it. We need to make it safe for each other. But we must also have a level of comfort for ourselves as we live within the universe. This time, I'm going to go to the ads and give anybody an opportunity who may wish to join in to get their thoughts together. And let's have a conversation in relation to what we do on with respect to the banning of the styrofoam containers and having good utensils. I believe also that maybe they need to look at the utensils, that is the government, that are available, and maybe decide on one or two that may meet the usage desire of the population. Well, let us go to our sponsors, and we will be right back.
The St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party invites you to a constituency number.
St. Kitts and Nevis, get ready to celebrate. Freedom FM is turning 15 years strong, and we're thanking you for rocking with us all the way long.
From Bastia to the world, Freedom FM has been radio at its very best. News, music, vibes, and voices that matter.
That's 15 years of bringing you the hottest hits, real talk, and breaking stories that shape the nation.
And we're just getting started. Join us this month as we celebrate 15 years of fearless broadcasting, on air, online, and beyond. Happy 15th anniversary, Freedom FM, world-class radio at its best, powered by you, the people.
We are pop champagne non-stop.
Reliable, dependable, Delta. If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, Go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place you should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
From the pitch to the palm of your hand, Betcage Sports brings to you iGaming, the ultimate dual gaming experience. Sports and iGaming in one powerful platform, live and legal. Tap your screen, place a bet, spin the reels, cash out fast. No delays, pure excitement. BetCageSports.com. Download the app and sign up today. Play responsibly. Must be 21 and over. Proud sponsor of Cricket West Indies, where a percentage of every dollar played with Cage goes to Windies for cricket and cricket development.
RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited, located on West Independence Square Street, Bastyr St. Kitts, and the Solomon Arcade Nevis, offers you safe and reliable transfers at great low rates and fees to 507,000 locations worldwide, with a pickup time of just 15 minutes after your transfer. And for even more ease of doing business, we home deliver and direct bank deposits in selected countries. So if anytime you want to send money to family, friends, and loved ones, at RIA, we've got you covered with over 30 years of experience moving money quickly, efficiently, and securely across 160 countries. Give us a call at 465-3325 in St. Kitts or 469-3325 in Nevis. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8:30 in Nevis, and on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited.
The St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party invites you to a constituency number 6 branch meeting at the Sadler's Primary School on Thursday, 28th August at 7 p.m. sharp. Be there.
Back to school shouldn't meet you unprepared. St. Kitts Credit Union's Back to School Loan helps you borrow up to $10,000 with flexible repayment plans, fast approval, supportive terms, invest in your child's future with confidence. Because every child deserves a strong start. Start today at www.skccu.com or call 465-2272. SKCU, invested in their future with you.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom apper today.
Welcome back to Freedom FM, issue St. Kitts Nevis. And, as I said, today we are going to have a two-part program, and we're going to talk about the what is happening with respect to utensils. I believe, again, as I said, that it will always take all of us to answer some issues. There are things as well that you would not know what the outcome would be until it is implemented. And one of the things is because it relies on feedback. It relies on for success, on things that is out of your control. The manufacturers are the persons who would have manufactured these utensils that have now made it onto the market and been sold. And I'm sure that they would have given their own assessment and would have said to the consumers that it is just as good. They would have assured the Department of the Environment as well that it is just as good. And so now that it has been introduced and we are having these issues, it is up to us as a people to find a solution to these things. And so, again, I want to suggest, we are a people who like to listen to everybody else. We are a people who do not want to bring any ideas to the table, but is always critical of what comes forth or whoever is bringing a message. And it is a reality that we have to deal with. It's a mindset that we have to change. And that is why you'll find in other countries, especially metropolitan countries, that the society as a whole would have gotten more involved, and especially when there is trials and what is being tried doesn't seem to do what you want it to do. The people in those countries get involved. They speak about it. They write about it. And that is what will engender better outcomes. But if you do not choose to do so, and for some reason what you do is accepted as being, or what is as being okay because you fail to feed back, then you have yourself as part of the blame, because you would have been given an opportunity to speak to your experiences. You would have been given an opportunity to give your views on solutions. And, there are some people who wish only to speak on the politics of certain things rather than the solutions and what they can do. I believe that we have this situation, and I would want a good outcome for the users, a good outcome for the vendors, a good outcome for the environment. And so I want to suggest that instead of complaining and hiding behind social media and those things to talk about these things, that you give yourself an opportunity to address the issues head on. We are not all the same. We are not all the same, and we would never be. But whatever affects us will affect us mostly all in the same way. Because if we're living in the same area and it is raining in an area, it doesn't rain on one man house top. It rains on the house top of all the persons in that area. And if we don't take the time to prepare our dwelling to prevent the raindrop from leaking into the house, it will leak into all of our houses. But if one person stands up and says, no, I don't want this, and does something, it doesn't mean that the problem will go away for everybody. And so that is why I'm suggesting to you that even if you don't make use of the opportunity now to give your opinion, that you utilize other mediums, you reach out to the Department of the Environment with your suggestions and explain to them what your concerns are. You know, that is how I believe we can help ourselves and help each other. In a short while, we will be joined by the Cabinet Secretary, and there are two other things that he will speak about this afternoon, mainly our upcoming 42nd Independence celebration, and thirdly, our newly instituted Aspire program. Those are the two things that he will be touching on when he joins us. Let us remember that if we fail to make use of opportunities, it is not the other person that would be affected. It is you who fail to make use of the opportunity. I know I can see people want me to talk about something about land, and that is not for today. At a different date, we will have that discussion with respect to the bill that was passed recently. We'll have that discussion again and what it means for the people. And that, again, I would always say, the politics of that would take place where it takes place. But development is needed. And from one era to another, things will change. Just as has happened with the environmental improvements that is coming through the banning in our environment of the use of certain utensils, of certain bags, certain material. We will not see right away the benefit of all. But I can clearly assure you that in some time later, and we have a telephone call that's coming in, so let's take this call. Good afternoon, caller. Good afternoon, caller, you're on.
Good afternoon, comrade. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Giving God thanks for everything. You know, we need to share our experiences, as you say. Because everybody doesn't experience things the same way.
That's true.
And when we share our experience and concern, we get help. Now I'm bringing before you an issue that I brought before. It has to do with the quality of the NHC houses. Talk about the new ones, because I know it was there before.
Sylvian, we're trying to, and I'll let you go on with what you want to speak about, but I'm saying...
Because I'm calling on NHC to do better.
I am saying that we today, we are looking at...
I heard you.
And you know what we're looking
yes,
at.
Yes, I'm thinking now because, as you can see, the rain season intensifying.
Mm-hmm.
This friend of mine got a house, new brand house. The roof was leaking. They said they seal it. The last set of rain is leak. The windows are leaking, and there are cracks in the wall, in a new brand house. Now the NHC is delaying. They send somebody to do some sealing on the roof. When the rain comes, the place swamp.
But Sylvain,
you are saying... to pay.
No, I'm saying you are not the person who are experiencing this. So where is the person who is experiencing this?
The person went to the NHC. Hello.
Sylvain, because I can't attest to the information that you're bringing to the public. I'll let you go on for a while with it, but no, Sylvain.
All I am saying, the NHC need to do checks on the houses under construction.
All right.
You don't think so?
Well, anywhere in the world, hear me, anywhere in the world where construction is done, whether it is privately, Sylvain, whether it is privately or by way of an institution.
That's an excuse you're giving?
No. Checks are made. So I am saying to you,
so
hear me. Sylvain. And we are going to the CAPSEC is here, so we're going to have him now. But what I'm saying to you is that I know for certain that checks are made by NHC. Really? You are not the person who has the problem, and so Sylvain, I'm sorry, I won't entertain.
So don't make an excuse for them.
Well, no, let them call.
I wouldn't be paying any mortgage. I'm not going to pay mortgage for it. I also being swamped.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. Well, let's go to our ads, and then we will come back and we will have the Cabinet Secretary on Freedom FM issues.
The St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party invites you to a constituency number 6 branch meeting at the Sadler's Primary School on Thursday, 28th August at 7 p.m. sharp. Be there.
St. Kitts and Nevis, get ready to celebrate. Freedom FM is turning 15 years strong, and we're thanking you for rocking with us all the way long.
From Bastia to the world, Freedom FM has been radio at its very best. News, music, vibes, and voices that matter.
That's 15 years of bringing you the hottest hits, real talk, and breaking stories that shape the nation.
And we're just getting started. Join us this month as we celebrate 15 years of fearless broadcasting, on air, online, and beyond. Happy 15th anniversary, Freedom FM, world-class radio at its best, powered by you, the people.
We are pop champagne non-stop.
Reliable, dependable, Delta. If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place you should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
From the pitch to the palm of your hand, Betgate Sports brings to you iGaming, the ultimate dual gaming experience. Sports and iGaming in one powerful platform, live and legal. Tap your screen, place a bet, spin the reels, cash out fast. No delays, pure excitement. BetCageSports.com. Download the app and sign up today. Play responsibly. Must be 21 and over. Proud sponsor of Cricket West Indies, where a percentage of every dollar played with Cage goes to Windies for cricket and cricket development.
RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited, located on West Independence Square Street, Bastyr St. Kitts, and the Solomon Arcade Nevis, offers you safe and reliable transfers at great low rates and fees to 507,000 locations worldwide, with a pickup time of just 15 minutes after your transfer. And for even more ease of doing business, we home deliver and direct bank deposits in selected countries. So if anytime you want to send money to family, friends, and loved ones, at RIA, we've got you covered with over 30 years of experience moving money quickly, efficiently, and securely across 160 countries. Give us a call at 465-3325 in St. Kitts or 469-3325 in Nevis. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8:30 in Nevis, and on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited.
Back to school shouldn't meet you unprepared. St. Kitts Credit Union's Back to School Loan helps you borrow up to $10,000 with flexible repayment plans, fast approval, supportive terms. Invest in your child's future with confidence, because every child deserves a strong start. Start today at www.skccu.com or call 465-2272. SKCU, invested in their future with you.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom apper today.
Well, welcome back, one and all, to Issues St. Kitts Nevis. And as indicated to you before, we will have with us today Dr. Marcus Natter, the Cabinet Secretary, and he's here. And today he will speak to us on, one, our independence celebration that's coming up, our 42nd independence celebration, and he will also speak to you on the Aspire program. Dr. Natter, welcome to Freedom FM.
Yes, thanks for having me. Much appreciated.
You know, at Freedom FM, we're going to be celebrating. We're in our celebratory mode.
15 years, yes.
For 15
years.
Yes. So I just thought you would want to take the opportunity to wish Freedom FM 15 years.
Well, most certainly. One thing I could say about Freedom FM is, since its existence, for sure, they have always been good to me, whether in a personal capacity or in my philanthropic duties with my scholarship fund, Essence of Hope, Breast Cancer Foundation, and some other organizations I'm involved with. Always accommodating Junie, the entire staff. Very courteous, very professionals. I know it was a tough road to get to 15 years, so I want to congratulate all the Freedom FM staff, again Junie in particular, as the founder, for his tenacity, his perseverance through all the ups and downs, to making Freedom FM now the #1 station here in St. Kitts and Nevis. I don't know, it might be in the region, who knows, right? We might have to do a little survey.
May well be.
Yes, but the listenership is wide, the programming is diverse and engaging and attractive to listeners. And so, again, congratulations on 15 years. I wish them many, many, many more years of service to our nation here as a media house and as a sounding board for a lot of the critical issues of the day for the nation. So congrats again, Freedom.
All right, thank you very much on behalf of Junie Liebert and the staff of Freedom for your Really wonderful commendation. Dr. Natter, we are about to celebrate our 42nd anniversary of independence, and I think you are the chair of the Independence Celebration Committee.
Well, I am
Or co-chair.
Co-chair. So
yes,
my better half is Ms. Vera Galloway, who is a director in the Prime Minister's office, and so both of us are heading up the committee this year.
Okay. Well, tell us something about this year's independence celebration theme. What are some of the activities and any changes, especially that will be taking place this time around?
Well, let me start with the theme, because the theme really sets the tone for how all of the activities will be conducted. And just a few months ago, we launched a theme competition, as we do each year. And after going through about over 200 entries, our committee, not our main committee, but a subcommittee looking at the themes, dwindled it down to about the top five, and the winning theme came from Miss Dinala Laplace. She's from here in St. Kitts and Nevis. She's from Sandy Point, I believe. And the winning theme was Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View, Independence 42. That's Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View, Independence 42. So we congratulate Ms. Dinala Laplace on her winning submission. And as I said, that theme will resonate throughout the various activities that we do for Independence 42 to commemorate that anniversary. Critical to the celebrations, of course, are some key activities that we normally have. And one of the main ones that is coming up is the Prime Minister's lecture series. And that will be the 27th edition of that particular event. And we are pleased to have Miss Willa Liebert Tavernier, who is a daughter of the soil, a past state scholar, in fact, a prominent attorney at law, and now a scholarly librarian based in the U.S., who will be returning home to give that particular lecture. And that will be on September 10th. So I want to make that clear. We did have September 9th, but owing to some circumstances beyond our control, we had to shift it to just one day, same location, Sir Cecil Jacobs ECCB Auditorium, and September 10th, 7 p.m., that will be the 27th Prime Minister's Lecture Series. So for persons, please note the calendar does have the 9th, but we have shifted that date to the 10th. Another thing to note on that event quickly is that it is open to the public. It is a free event. Persons have been asking about tickets. There are no tickets. I can tell you the ECCB auditorium holds just under 500 persons, so we invite you to get there early and get your seat. I think we'll be able to accommodate everyone who wants to attend that. So there's no tickets, no fee to enter. It's open to the public. It will be streamed live, but I know many of us like to be there live as well to see it. So we invite the public to that event. Along those lines, again, in terms of the traditional events that we would have, is our National Service of Gratitude. And over the last few years, we've added a gospel concert to that particular church service. This year, it's happening on the 14th of September at the Zion Moravian Church on Victoria Road in Bastia. So, again, we are all invited out to that celebration, that service of thanksgiving and gratitude to Almighty God for bringing us to 42 years of independence as a nation. And then, quickly following that, on Tuesday the 16th is, of course, National Heroes Day, where we honor our national heroes, those 5 that we know about, yes, but we also honor those unsung heroes in the community as well. So we have the traditional ceremony at the Connery National Heroes Park in the morning, and then in the afternoon at 4 we head over to St. Paul's to the Sir Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw Memorial Park, where we do a wreath-laying ceremony there on behalf of Sir Robert, as well as all the other national heroes. And then the big date, of course, is always Independence Day, September 19th, where we have our Independence Ceremonial Parade. And a key, you asked me about new things, I would want to point out here that the ceremony this year will be in the evening. It will be in the evening at 6 p.m. Traditionally, it has been in the morning around 8 a.m. So for the public, please note that the ceremonial parade this year will be at 6 p.m. in the evening. Likewise, in Nevis, they also have a ceremonial parade and award ceremony, and theirs will also be in the evening starting at 6 p.m. in Nevis. So I just want to make the general public aware of those major changes.
Okay. Now, so let's speak about the change and what that would do to persons who want to look at the military parade,
yes,
for one, and persons may consider about how they will view, and if they are the stadium. I know that everybody knows how lighted our stadium is, but I still believe that it is important that we speak to those two issues.
Well, of course, if persons can harken back, those who remember, just 3 years ago, when 2 years ago, in fact, when we had our 40th anniversary of independence, it was in the night. It actually started at 11 p.m. on the 18th, and then we went over midnight into the 19th with that celebration. And if you recall, we had a grand time there on that occasion. The Warner Park Cricket Stadium, which will host the ceremonial parade as normal, is well lit. Those who went to CPL recently can attest to the fact that the field is immaculate, the stadium is wonderful, and so lots of seating for persons. And so we look forward to a large crowd there to celebrate our independence. And of course, we always try to do something, interesting and unique to add to the parade, which this year we want to do as well, and we leave that as a little surprise. But we're working with the military, who is really in charge of the parade. So we're not taking away any traditional elements from the parade at all, but just enhancing it a little bit with a little flair, a little excitement. And so we invite persons to come out. And then, of course, at the end with the procession, I know persons love to line the streets and look on, and you can do that as well. And it's going to be a nice touch because it's now in the night, and it'll be a nice touch to see them parading across the streets of Bastia under the street lights and under, starlight as well.
Well, I believe it's important sometimes to take persons out of the heat of sun.
Yes.
And I've seen the struggle of some persons as they make their way along with the military parade, following it, and, in the blazing sun.
Yes, and you hit the nail right on the head. I can tell you, the Prime Minister is a medical doctor by profession and will always be, and he's always thinking about that. And he really challenged us to look at the timing of the parade. Last year was oppressively hot, and that was in the morning. Usually in the morning, 8 a.m., it's not that bad, but there was no wind. It was just oppressively hot. We had people fainting, and typically that happens. You might not have breakfast or something, but it really, really was hot, even for those in the shade. And we can't escape the negative effects that we feel here in the region and here in St. Kitts and Nevis as it relates to climate change. Let me not talk about all the water woes and all of these things, but climate change is real. It is real, and it's affecting us, and the Prime Minister asked us to look at what is the best way to keep the young people who are on parade, the adults who are on parade, keep them safe as possible, as well as the patrons. And therefore, we decided to move it to the evening. So we hope and we believe it will be a little cooler. It might still be warm, but maybe not as warm as it will be under the bright sunlight.
Okay. Now, any other program and activities for independence?
For sure. Right now, actually, as we speak here, they should be just wrapping up the second episode of our podcast series we started back for the 40th anniversary called Conversations. And that has been going well. This episode today, they're dealing with the diaspora and how our global citizens can give back to St. Kitts and Nevis. So that's an interesting one. And so I'm going to go back and look at that when I get a chance a little later this evening. And so we have 2 more episodes of that each Wednesday at 1 o'clock on ZIZ, and so persons can look at that. In terms of some other activities, what we've tried to do over the last few years is add, a few new things, and we also have and invite private entities to also, do events, and we've gotten a good response there as well. So I want to highlight Taste SKN in particular. Taste SKN is sort of our, let's say, restaurant week type of activity for independence, where we have participating restaurants serving Kittitian and Nivision food, our authentic dishes, as our national dish and other dishes that we can claim, we do here quite well in St. Kitts and Nevis. And so we'll be putting out those posters with the restaurants pretty soon. That will run for a week, I believe from the 13th of September. And so persons can look out for that, the 13th to the 20th of September. You can go to various restaurants and receive that authentic Kittitian and Nivision cuisine. Also want to highlight that on National Heroes Day we have a new event, which is called Legacy of the Nation. And this is being spearheaded by the St. Christopher National Trust. And they will be doing the special event at the Heroes Park in Connery, so you invite persons to go out to that and look out for some more information as the St. Christopher National Trust will put on this Heroes Day event for us. Also, there's an Independence Boat Ride. This is another new event, which is being led by the St. Kitts Nevis Trades and Labor Union. And so we welcome that new addition to the calendar of activities, and we encourage persons to support that Independence Boat Ride. As you know, that the union is a workers' organization, and they continue to advocate strongly for the rights of workers, so we ask you to support that event. Also, another new one is on Thursday the 25th of September, we have the Republic Bank 5 for 5 finals, and this will have the top primary schools in cricket, both on St. Kitts and Nevis, competing to see who will be the top cricket school within the Federation. I want to highlight as well, Mr. Edinburgh, some events on Nevis in particular. And Nevis, along with our National Tree Planting Day, which comes up this Saturday, actually, where we encourage persons to plant a tree, hopefully, and we encourage a fruit tree as we look to enhance our food security. In Nevis, they're also launching the Deep Roots Strong Nation tree planting competition. So they're using the National Tree Planting Day to do the launch of this particular tree planting competition. So we ask persons to support that. And they will be doing a Grill Master competition. Grill Master competition on Sunday, September 7th as well. So persons can support that, go over from St. Kitts to Nevis and support that as well. And they also do an Unsung Heroes Award ceremony at the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park on September 11th. I know they do that every year, where they recognize persons, some key persons in the community. So we encourage persons to look at that. One of the key things I see from Nevis as well, they do a lot of collaborative events. So we have the Jessup's Community Management Team and the Ministry of Tourism doing an Independence Barbecue on the 16th on National Heroes Day. And I want to also just highlight the Deputy Governor General's cocktail, which will happen on the 18th of September. And so persons can support that over on Nevis. On the 18th here as well, the Governor General will be having her cocktail in commemoration of independence. So all in all, we ask persons to support. I want to just highlight as well that every Friday, as we lead up to independence and for the month of September, we do a national color, one of the colors of the flag. So this Friday, we start off with the color green. So the whole nation, we ask you to wear something green on this Friday, and each Friday after that, we have a different color of the flag that will be exhibited. So this year we only have 4 Fridays in September, so we are starting in August because our flag has 5 colors, of course, so we're going to start off in August. Okay? And we go all the way over into October as well. I just want to say that we have the elocution finals for primary schools here on St. Kitts on October the 9th, and then on October the 26th, we have the Night of Dance, and that's a big event that a lot of persons look forward to. It's an event where a lot of young people come together and showcase their dance as well. So we really look forward to those events.
The dance event, would
Yes.
that be a paid event, and where is that expected to be?
Yes, this event is normally a free event. However, this year we will be adding a small fee because the intention is to raise some funds for dancers to head to a big convention in the next 2 years and to represent St. Kitts and Nevis. So it's more of a contribution towards those young people going off, and we'll have some more details on that.
Okay. Now, you mentioned Taste SKN.
Yes.
And I find it nice activity.
Yes.
But visitors to St. Kitts often complain that they don't know where to find local foods. And so I just want to suggest, if that is not intended, that this also be promoted in our hotels.
Definitely.
And certainly as well at our cruise terminal, because it's over a matter of days. If there's a cruise ship in on that day, then it would be nice if they know that they can go to a particular restaurant and get local
Definitely.
cuisine.
So I made a note of that for sure, and we will definitely work with the hotels and make sure we have it at our ports of entry, airport, seaport as well. Yes, definitely.
Okay. Now, one other thing that, independence, I don't know if you're finished with the calendar of activities, but independence is also the time. I don't know if the announcement would be made at the time, but when persons are also chosen to be honored.
Yes.
With, and so I would like to speak to that and to, encourage people to look at people and nominate them.
For sure. Yes, each year we do a call for nominations for Independence National Honors Awards. And we did that this year. It closed off July 31st. The committee is going to meet shortly to go through all of the nominations. And that in turn then goes to the cabinet for finalization. So yes, of course, we encourage persons. There are 3 categories as of now. The Order of National Hero is one, the Companion of the Star of Merit, and the Medal of Honor. And so those are the 3 tiers of recognition in terms of national honors. And so, yes, we encourage persons, if you have persons in the public, when we do that call again maybe next year, that you do nominate somebody to get an award.
We also, I've had a look at the form as well, and I've seen the categories of heroism, but there is also criteria.
Yes.
And persons have complained that when they look at the list of things that persons can be nominated for, that they find it a little bit restrictive in nominating persons that they may wish to nominate. Is there an intention of the committee to have a look at that? And
categories? The
categories.
Well, we really don't. We've listed categories this year in particular, but we also gave persons the opportunity to add any particular category. We had a wide list, but if there was something that wasn't necessarily captured, you could actually write in and say you want this person to be recognized for swimming or something if we didn't have swimming. But you do have that. So it's not really restrictive, but we did try to list it just to make it easier for persons to maybe check a box and so on. But we did have a special box that you could actually write in.
All right,
something. So we gave that opportunity as well.
Well, maybe in the future we advertise that more, and you've started today, that that persons are not restricted
Not at all.
to the suggested categories,
Correct.
but they can create a category of their own in which to and for which to honor a person.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, anything else that you would wish to say to the public as it relates to the independence celebration?
I think just a general statement that independence is not just a normal holiday. I think we should really use that time to reflect on how far we've come as a country, and we see the freedoms that we enjoy here. No pun intended that I'm on Freedom FM, but we see that the freedoms that we do enjoy here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and we can appreciate those, especially if we look at what we see happening globally in a lot of the conflict areas, in areas where you can't have a media house like this and so on and speak freely on the air. So I know we are far from a lot of those things, and sometimes we don't think about them. But I think if we really reflect, we'll be really thankful to see where we have come as a country in just 42 years. And yes, we do have more that we can do, and we continue to work towards that. And we should not view this as a celebration of the government, but as a celebration for everybody, because all of us are what makes St. Kitts and Nevis what it is. And so I just encourage persons to bask in the activities, yes, but in some quiet moments of reflection, just think about how far we've come and see how you think you can fit into the further development of St. Kitts and Nevis.
All right, we are going to go to a commercial break now, Cap Second. When we come back, we will get into the Aspire program.
The St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party invites you to a constituency number 6 branch meeting at the Sadler's Primary School on Thursday, 28th August at 7 p.m. sharp. Be there.
St. Kitts and Nevis, get ready to celebrate. Freedom FM is turning 15 years strong, and we're thanking you for rocking with us all the way long.
From Bastia to the world, Freedom FM has been radio at its very best. News, music, vibes, and voices that matter.
That's 15 years of bringing you the hottest hits, real talk, and breaking stories that shape the nation.
And we're just getting started. Join us this month as we celebrate 15 years of fearless broadcasting, on air, online, and beyond. Happy 15th anniversary, Freedom FM, world-class radio at its best, powered by you, the people.
We are pop champagne non-stop.
Reliable, dependable, Delta. If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, Go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place it should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
From the pitch to the palm of your hand, Betcage Sports brings to you iGaming, the ultimate dual gaming experience. Sports and iGaming in one powerful platform, live and legal. Tap your screen, place a bet, spin the reels, cash out fast. No delays, pure excitement. BetCageSports.com. Download the app and sign up today. Play responsibly. Must be 21 and over. Proud sponsor of Cricket West Indies, where a percentage of every dollar played with Cage goes to Windies for cricket and cricket development.
RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited, located on West Independence Square Street, Bastir, St. Kitts, and the Solomon Arcade, Nevis, offers you safe and reliable transfers at great low rates and fees to 507,000 locations worldwide, with a pickup time of just 15 minutes after your transfer. And for even more ease of doing business, we home deliver and direct bank deposits in selected countries. So if anytime you want to send money to family, friends, and loved ones, at RIA, we've got you covered. With over 30 years of experience moving money quickly, efficiently, and securely across 160 countries. Give us a call at 465-3325 in St. Kitts or 469-3325 in Nevis. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8:30 in Nevis, and on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited.
Back to school shouldn't meet you unprepared. St. Kitts Credit Union's Back to School Loan helps you borrow up to $10,000 with flexible repayment plans, fast approval, supportive terms. Invest in your child's future with confidence, because every child deserves a strong start. Start today at www.skccu.com or call 465-2272. SKCU, invested in their future with you.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom apper today.
All right. Welcome back to Issues St. Kitts Nevis on Freedom FM. World-class radio at its very best. And today we have with us CABSEC, Dr. Marcus Natta. And so, well, when I say CABSEC, we're talking about the Cabinet Secretary for the Government of St. Kitts and Nevis. And so, Dr. Natta, the other subject matter that we want to speak about to the people is the transitional, transformational, generational, novel, but yet excellent program, the Aspire program for the young citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis. We have started the program some time ago, so I give you an opportunity to give the public an update on the Aspire program.
Yeah, sure, and I appreciate the opportunity to do so. This is one of the hats I wear as the chair of this particular task force that helped to bring this program to fruition. So I want to first thank my fellow members of the Aspire task force for their hard work, and we continue to work as we build out the program. The Prime Minister back in December 2023, during his budget address, spoke to, as you said, some wonderful superlatives to describe this particular program. He spoke to a financial investment and education program for young citizens. At that time, we had no name or anything like that. Since then, we're coming up on 1 year since he officially launched it. I think it was on September the 13th, actually, at the National Youth Rally during Independence celebrations. He officially launched the Aspire program. And just for context for the listeners, that program is geared towards young citizens between the ages of 5 and 18, where we do three things. One, we open a savings account for them with $500 in the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank, and then we place $500 towards investments. In particular, we are starting with the National Bank and the cable, and we are still in process with that. And the third component, which is the most important component, is embedding and infusing financial education, financial skills, financial literacy into our educational curricula in all schools in St. Kitts and Nevis. And thus far, since the official launch, the program has been doing extremely well. We have received over 5,000 applications. Now, not every application will be approved for various reasons. Some were denied just because they're not citizens. Most of them, they were not citizens. Some are still completing applications, and we have some that started applications submitted, but there may be some issues, whether it's the address, proof of address, maybe a picture is not clearing off. And so we sift through all of those. But notwithstanding, we have to date opened 4,104 bank accounts for young persons. And that's significant. That's very significant. And what we have done, while we are still working through the investment shares part of things, because the cable had to actually get a valuation for its shares. It's not a publicly traded company or anything like that. So that's a little nuance there. While National Bank, you can already purchase shares. So we are working through that and should be ready for that by the end of this year, all things being equal. So what we have done instead of giving $500, we took that other $500 for the investment shares and we said, let us put that into the savings account as well and let all of that garner interest. And once the investment part of things is ready, we will just extract the 500 and the interest gained would stay on the savings account. And so we're giving them a little bit, even more of a better head start, a better foundation there in terms of the cash savings part of things. But again, we're doing extremely well. I'm really grateful to the cable in particular, which has opened its doors, its office doors, where persons can come in every day during their normal working hours and get assistance to sign up their ward or their child, as the case may be. And so we continue to encourage persons, parents, guardians, to sign up your children for Aspire. There is no deadline. I know there were some persons in the public saying it ended and the deadline had passed. There's no deadline. The only deadline is the 5th birthday of the child. And so that's the birthday gift that you should give your child. When they turn 5, you sign them up immediately for Aspire. And so we continue to encourage persons to do that. What we want to do as a task force, and we'll be doing that actually this weekend, we are going to be a part of the Better Opportunity Fair. As you know,
Yes.
Mr. Edinburgh, the Citizen Security Secretariat continues its work, continues its campaign to reduce and eliminate crime. And they have been doing a series of these Better Opportunity Fairs where organizations and companies, clubs, groups, in the community can come and showcase what they do and share with the community. And so we'll be in Sadlers with them. As Aspire, we'll be part of that fair in Sadlers this Saturday. So persons in the surrounding area, or if you're coming from outside of the area, we invite you to come. We will be able to sign you up and register your child or children right there. So please come and visit our Aspire booth this Saturday. I think we begin at 10. I think it's about 10 to 4 on Saturday on the Sadlers. It'll be right on the main road there in Sadlers on the lawn. So we encourage persons. But the word you use there is transformational, Mr. Edinburgh, one of the words you use. And we certainly feel that it is. Like I said, the biggest part of the program to us, the most important, is the financial education part that will be in the curriculum. Because if you look at it, even if you can't sign up for Aspire, you will be in school. And so even those non-citizens and persons who may not be eligible for Aspire, they will also benefit from the financial education part of it. And that's the key thing. We've seen here in St. Kitts and Nevis, we do give in terms of financial support in all various areas, a lot of social assistance programs over the years, a lot of straight direct cash programs over the years. And while that is a temporary fix for most persons, that's not necessarily the most sustainable way to do things. And so, yes, we could have given the students $1,000 cash in a savings account and, tell them, this is a gift from the government and so on. But we don't think that would profit them much. And therefore, the Aspire program is really targeted to building that foundation for them financially as it relates to the literacy, the mindset of how do you let money grow for you, how do you let money work for you. As Prime Minister always says, your money should be working for you all when you're sleeping, it should be working for you. And that's what we want to engender. We want to teach young persons how to use money and, like I said, how to make it work for you, how to watch it grow and make it grow for you. And that's the important part of the Aspire program. So with the savings account, the students, the parents, or guardians, whomever, they can add money to the account, but they are not able to withdraw until they're 18 or over, and they're out of the program, and then they can withdraw it, or by that time we hope they're so made wise and so much more educated about financial investments, etc., that they don't just withdraw it and spend it frivolously, but even if they withdraw it, they invest it, or they use it to start a business, or they use it to help them to go off to school, something positive. And so that's the goal of the program.
Well, right from the start, even before we had a name, I was always excited about the educational aspect of it. And you said it well, that, this aspect of it will benefit the child into the future. Not today, not even up to 18 when they become adults, and that's one of the good thing about the program, that it doesn't become available for transfer for the use until the child is an adult.
Right.
But not only does that, but it takes the education aspect of it into their future. Well, for the rest of their lives.
That's right.
Let's put it that way. Now, just one question that I want to ask, because you could have had an education program by way of leaflets. Could have been done. And that would have mainly benefit those who are part of the program, because you would have made the material available. You could have had programs like this to provide education, but the mere fact that you're putting it into the curriculum, how does that dynamic change education as a whole in St. Kitts and Nevis from henceforth?
Well, I'm sure you can appreciate, Mr. Edinburgh, that you're more seasoned than I am. But even for me, I didn't get that education. The most I got maybe is from my mother telling me, don't spend, save your money. And everybody was told that, don't spend, you get a little money for Christmas or your birthday. Don't spend it, save it, So everybody knows that word, save. And then we went on to persons telling you as an adult, you have to budget. You have to budget. But a key aspect that I think is seriously lacking was investing. Exactly. How do you invest? How do you make your money work for you? Right? And that is a key part of what the curriculum will do. And I must say a special thanks to ECCB in particular. The ECCB has a program which was led in part, and mostly in part, I think, by Sybil Welsh, who is part of our task force. And we have taken that model and revised it to suit our context. And as you can appreciate, somebody who is in grade 1 will learn differently than somebody who is in first form. And so with each step of the way, we've tailored the program, the curriculum, the activities to suit them. So the younger persons, you have lots of interactive games, those sort of things that the little ones would enjoy. So they'll be enjoying it and not realizing that they're actually probably even learning, right? And the older ones will have a lot of simulations and other interactive things that can help them as well. And so I want to really thank Sybil Welsh, and along with Janisha Daniel, who is our counterpart in Nevis, she's on the task force as well, and they've been spearheading this. And what we have done already, as we have already started some trainers with the teachers who love the program. What we wanted to do is we didn't want to burden the teachers anymore. We know they teach a lot. They have a lot to cover, CSEC and CAPE and all of these things. It's a lot. So we wanted to ensure that while it's an addition, it's not a burden to them, and they've seemed to be embracing it thus far. And so this term coming up, this new school year coming up, we will be doing some pilots in some specific schools on St. Kitts and Nevis before we then expand it to all the schools. So Janisha Daniel on Nevis and Sybil Welsh on St. Kitts are spearheading that for our task force. And like I said, the Ministry of Education is on board in a strong way. Our education curriculum unit is on board with us, and they have been a part of helping us to develop all of these models. But what this will do, not only for the students, Mr. Edinburgh, not only for the teachers even, because as you teach, you learn the same way and you reinforce certain things. You might even pick up new things as well. But also for the parents, right? At some point, we really want to see how we can do some programming for parents. But what we know from experience with young people is whatever you teach them, whether it's recycling and so on, it comes back to the parents as well. Because when they see mommy and daddy about to throw a plastic bottle in the garbage, they remember, remember we were recycling in school. And likewise, with the financial education part of things, when they're strolling through a supermarket and they see mommy picking up something and say, well, mommy, that you didn't have that on your list. You sure you need that? Or something, And so it will also help the parents and guardians. But we really see this as something that will be transformational, especially as it relates to the investment part of things, because nobody taught us how to invest. They taught us to save, they preach budget, but nobody said, how can you take this $100 and make it $1,000, And so that's what we really believe is transformational. Because, Mr. Edinburgh, when you build a house, you don't build it from the roof, right? No, you start with the foundation, and that's what Aspire is. It's that foundation, that financial foundation, not just with the cash, not just with the shares, but the education, and then you build up the walls as you go along, as you become a teenager. And when you're an adult, you put on the roof, and then you enter the house, and by the time you enter that house, you should be so well furnished, fully furnished house. You walk in there and you have all the tools, whether you want to save, whether you want to invest, whether you want to join up with somebody else and form some business. Some of you say, all of us was on this Aspire program, let's put together and start a business. Remember, they taught us this thing back when we were in Fifth Farm. That's what we want. We want to give our young people that start, especially if their parents really didn't have it like that, and have it to give them. They maybe tried their best, but now they have that strong foundational start financially in the cash and investment, but also up here in their brain, the mindset to make that money work for them.
Well, this would be my last interaction, and after you've answered, I might have to beg 2 or 3 or 4 minutes to see if anybody would wish to call in, because this is something that's important and we would like to give persons view. Now, you spoke about the fact that we didn't learn to invest, sadly, as a people. But for me, even sadder as a people, is that we are not taught to give recognition. And I have to say this. We are not taught to give recognition. And I'm talking now about 1, personal recognition, and 2, institutional recognition. There are persons who worked really hard, even before it took shape, to bring this to what it is. And I believe that somewhere we need to begin to recognize. What that would do is bring you to institutional recognition, which would be far more powerful. What does this do for our nation by the time it gets to the first 13 years? And I'm saying that because the first cohort that would have the full complement of financial education would happen in 13 years.
Yes.
How transformed the society would be by that education getting into that many of our young people for 13 years. And so I believe we need to begin to recognize both personal and institutional. And so as we move forward, it is important, in my view, that the benefits, even now, what would be the benefits, be highlighted more often and be highlighted until it becomes a part of our DNA. I was looking at a tennis match last night with Coco Gauff.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 week before the US Open, she hired a new coach.
Right.
And one of the things that one of the commentators said that really marveled me, because I didn't, but that's something I learned. Muscle memory. And her thing was, yes, she's mentally trying to do what she's learning or what she has been taught, but she will not be able to do it continuously at this time, because the memory of the muscle is about what she used to do wrong before.
Mm.
And so the benefits will not be seen now. The real benefits will be seen after she has developed the muscle memory. And so I'm bringing these two things together because I believe that now is the time to begin to create the muscle memory. And I don't think we would be able to do it effectively without speaking to the people as a whole and the children through the curriculum to do those things. It can't be a one-off.
Right.
It has to be continuous.
Continuous, definitely.
And so I would like you to speak on that briefly, and we will give the callers 3-4 minutes to call and say something on any of the areas that we have spoken that they may have a concern with, that they may like to make a suggestion with. We will give them that when you're finished, we will give them that opportunity. And the numbers to call at that time would be 662-1065, 465-6474, 465-0546. Remember, we are at the time when we should be wrapping up. So if you wish to make a contribution to this part of the program today, I suggest that you do so very quickly after the CAPSEC finish answering to what I raised with him.
Yeah, I mean, the Aspire program, I'm not sure if persons really appreciate it as yet, as you said, because it's sort of something that is not, you don't get that immediate gratification, so to speak, right? Because, as you said, it's after a time that you can then access the funds, etc. But how I view it, and I believe our task force views it this way, is very, very analogous to universal education. Remember, we did that. We were the first, probably in the region, to do that, as far as I remember, when we went to social security. And all of these things were seen as transformational by the governments of the day that we were going to do it. The Labour administration led universal education, and also on social security. And at that time, I'm sure there was, some consternation and opposition to these things. And now today, as you say, and we believe we'll see it with Aspire as well, now today we are reaping, the benefits of people now understand social security. People now understand the benefits of having free universal education and not having to have to pay to or be rich to go to the grammar school and those sort of things. And I can give my personal example. My father went through this. He got a scholarship to go to grammar school. So he had to be bright. He had to be very, very bright and or he had to be wealthy. And so now we have free universal education. You can say all the way from early childhood right through. It's free. So that's what we see Aspire as transformational, like social security, like universal education, adult suffrage. These are transformational things. And we see Aspire like that.
Well, we have a call coming in. So let's take this call, CAPSEC, and hear what this caller has to say. Good afternoon, caller.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody in Radioland. And in the interest of time, I'm going to be
extremely brief, please.
Pitifully brief. This complementary combination of both host and presenter has given us much to mull over and look forward to. And as to what the good doc intimated, that this program might not yet be immediately appreciated, I answer to that and that alone. This program is the single most compelling program or episode I've ever heard for quite some time. Independence is fantastic, yes, but a penny saved is still a penny earned today, just as much as it was yesterday. In closing, I would have you know, and the doc could actually validate this, I know some of the most highly educated and seasoned professionals who are still today financially illiterate. The manner in which that $500 was handled, it speaks volumes. Doc, perpetuating progress in view of what was this is where I end. What was the independence theme you said?
Perpetual progress, a sustainable future in view, Independence 42.
Perpetual progress, a sustainable future in view?
Yes, sir.
Independence 42, you have rolled it out properly. Absolutely fantastic. May you never, ever lose your relevance. Long live the Dr. Drew-led Labour Party. Good afternoon, folks.
Good afternoon to you for that commendation on the program. And you realize how he brought, I always say I don't have a monopoly of knowledge, but do you realize how he brought the Aspire program back
into
to
independence.
this theme that we have of independence?
You know, he's a wordsmith. I've heard him before on the radio. Yeah, he has a way with words.
Well, we challenge each other when we meet each other. Well, I haven't seen another call, so Capsec, I would let you give your wrap-up at this time, and then I will close out, and the DJs would come in to do the entertainment part of Freedom FM.
Well, thank you once again for the invitation, Mr. Edinburgh.
Hold on, somebody's calling now, so let's take this call. Caller, good afternoon.
Mr. Edinburgh, good afternoon.
Yes.
And good afternoon to the Cabinet Secretary.
Good afternoon.
Cabinet Secretary, and I made request on Montserrat. Did you, with the Marshall Defense Force, with the independence, did you follow up?
Yes. They have not indicated that they're having a contingent from Montserrat. Like I said, I think when you asked me that on ZIZ, I mentioned that it's something they try to do each year. They do reach out to various entities, and sometimes they get persons to come, sometimes they don't. But I did not get an indication that there will be a Montserrat contingent on this occasion. But hopefully in future we can certainly do that.
Two more.
Mm-hmm.
One, two saddlers. You say you're going to meet the saddlers for you're signing up or something like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so why two saddlers?
No, we didn't choose saddlers per se. What is happening is the Citizen Security Secretariat. They've been having a series of better opportunity fairs, and they have business entities, clubs and organizations, ministries and departments that come, and it's really part of our campaign to reduce crime and violence, right? And to go into communities and engage communities. They actually had one planned last weekend, but because of the passage of the hurricane and the amount of rain we had, they had to cancel that one. And that one was in Sandy Point. They've had one in Bastille as well, on Central Street. So it's not, we are selecting, not we, but the Citizen Security Secretariat is hosting this fair in Sadlers. They've invited Aspire to be part of it, so we are heading to Sadlers on Saturday. Okay.
One little light moment because of saddlers. We say, well, you're saddling up.
Well,
one more,
philosophical, you guys are today. Go ahead.
One more, Megan. If the child come now to drop on the bank, and something happened to the child that moment. God forbid, eh?
Yes.
Somebody can draw the money for the child?
No. We have some stipulations on that unless the child, as you just said, God forbid, is incapacitated.
Okay, listen after you.
Sure.
Okay.
Unless the child becomes incapacitated for some reason, or if, God forbid again, they pass away, that is the only way that somebody else, other than the child, the parent or next of kin, can access that account.
When they would have been 18, when the child would have been 18, is it that or?
No. Let's say they're 10 years old and for some reason they're incapacitated or they pass away, then the next of kin, the parent or the guardian, can then have access because
at that time.
At that time. But it's not that if the child has some medical issue that you can say, let me extract some funds to help with that. No, we don't want that. We still want to maintain the integrity of and the spirit of what the program is about. And like I said, and I said it on other programs, there are other ways of getting assistance from the government in particular if you come across a particular situation, medical or otherwise, as it relates to a child. There are opportunities to get some support there without actually touching the Aspire account.
All right. Well, Capsec, your closing words, your parting words.
Sure.
For the
so thank you again, Mr. Edinburgh, and by extension Freedom FM for having me on Issues. I always feel welcome when I come here. And thank you for giving me a platform to speak about our national anniversary of independence, 42. And the theme is Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View. September the 1st is just around the corner. That's also actually the start of school, so things gonna get busy, the road's gonna get busy again and all of that. And so we look forward to a wonderful independence, a wonderful commemoration. Again, I ask everybody to come together and enjoy the activities, both on St. Kitts and on Nevis. And then in relation to the Aspire program, there is no deadline except your child's 5th birthday. Give them that gift of an Aspire account, okay? And we remain open to assist you. You can go to the cable right here in this building that houses Freedom here on Keon Street, the cable offices during their working hours, and get assistance with registration for Aspire. So thanks once again for having me, Mr. Lim.
All right, thank you for being here as well. And let me say in closing, it was wonderful speaking to you. And I realized that you brought out some philosophical attributes to the citizens who have commented, and I think that you did an excellent job.
Thank you.
In delivering on both the independence celebration upcoming and the update on the Aspire program. I also look forward to having you back at some later time. Well, let me say to the listening public, I think it would be Island Rhythms that is coming up next. And so I want to say to you, very pleasant good afternoon. And tomorrow, Freedom FM continues with Issues. And I think it might be Jamie McPhail who will be hosting Issues tomorrow. See you the next time when I'm here as your host of Issues. Happy 15th birthday to Freedom FM, world-class radio at its best. I'm proud to proclaim that I'm one of the persons still on air with Freedom who have been here from its birth. We were here for its first anniversary. We are here for its 15th. We have been here through thick and thin, through difficulties, through differences, and success. Happy 15th birthday to Freedom and its listening audience. May we have another 15 years and more together.
Don't one step ahead of them. If them want make a better then, them a go fall like. Watch how we step when we walking. Lyrics them a menace, I feel leave blemish. Long time ready for the Gideon, yeah this. I call it Babylon, a ball in a crevice. We don't want nothing from Babylon. No satisfied till flames take Vatican. Slave master vanish like magician.